Previously on Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies.
I thought it was such a good idea, too. Why did anyone ever tell me this shit beforehand? You don't tell me anything. Fuck you guys, it was a good idea.
You all are horrible. Just look at yourselves. You still proud of yourselves? Make an old man cry like that? God, you people make me sick. It's okay, AJ. No, it was a good idea. It's okay. You want me to get you a juice box?
Yes. Can it be apple juice?
Is there really any other kind?
The fuck are you two doing?
And now back to listening to people. Hello! This is NicoB, back with some more Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies.
When you last left off, we completed case 4, which kind of ended unexpectedly, honestly, with us actually not having discovered who the bad guy is.
Apparently you guys said that originally case 4 and 5 were actually going to be one case, and the DLC case was going to be a case that was just included with the game. I wonder then, do you think it was maybe just entirely a monetary reason, maybe? Well, maybe it was a little bit of both, like that it was a monetary and like a story reason. One, because it technically was the end of the trial for Starbuck, although I guess we did kind of do that for the DLC case where we did the Orca Will, but DLC case, so it's not maybe as important. Now we're switching over to, it looks like, defending Athena and for the next part, but it's interesting because I've never seen it done this way before. Usually each case is, I mean, maybe they're contributing to an overarching plot, but one case doesn't become totally unfinished, you know, and then essentially continues on in the next one. So it's interesting. It's got me intrigued. Also, apparently, case 5 is pretty much the reason that this game got rated M. Wow, really? Holy shit. Oh my god, alright. I'm expecting some dark shit then, alright? Like somebody get like fucking head explodes just on camera. It's like, Judge is like, I can't keep up with this shit, my brain. Oh no, OG. His giblets are raining down on me. What kind of fucked up shit is this? Blackwell just goes on a rampage like, you know what? I'm really sick and tired of this whole finger shit. You know, here's a real samurai sword. I'm killing everyone in here. Oh shit, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, like I still can't believe this game's fucking rated M. But I guess maybe it'll make sense at this point. Also, apparently you can get a lot of bad endings from, like, fucking up in this, so maybe I'll get to see one. I feel like if it's enough to get a game that normally isn't rated M to become rated M, I feel like it's got to be pretty bad. Because I'm sure this was a real point of contention for the developers of the game. They're like, we brought it to America, and they're like, what? We had to make it rated M? No, fuck you. It's been rated T, like, all the way up to this point, and now we're gonna cut off a massive segment of our audience, you know? But yeah, I don't know who the bad guy is. I have no idea. Hopefully it's just ended up being, oh, it was actually Starbuck the whole time. Ah, damn. Oh, well. Double jeopardy, so what can you do? But anyway, turnabout for tomorrow, the final case of the game. Investigation day 1. Let's get started. All right, so we are starting an investigation this time. And it looks like we're continuing from my perspective. I thought I might switch back to Apollo. Turnabout for fucking tomorrow. I feel like, shouldn't, like, Athena have an alibi? No one can escape their past. No one. Oh, snap, here we go. Here's that bloody shit.
Here's the reason this game is rated M. Come on!
The sins we've committed, and the sadness we've caused, and the samurai swords we wielded.
Yeah, see, it is. It's like, so you're just like standing there watching Blackwell murder the shit out of everyone. But if that's the case, then why is she having like PTSD the moment Blackwell's in the room, you know?
No matter how far we run, our past remains. As ever present as the moon in the sky.
Dark as a moonlit night, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, I'm badass, look at me. Apollo, we're gonna do it. We're gonna slay all our enemies. Yes, Gardo! I believe. Shoots a laser right up into the sky. Ah! Blow up the fucking sun.
It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. God, they still haven't cleaned this mess up. but only in doing so can we truly make peace and moving on in hope towards a tomorrow. The turnabout tomorrow! The fuck am I talking about? This is some damn good weed.
December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Wright Anything Agency.
They took Athena from the courtroom straight to the station.
I was with Mr. Wright and Trucy and Apollo. They can all vouch for me. Don't care. Your fingerprints were there. There's no way they could have been planted.
It's probably in question at this very moment. Oh, what happened? Apollo with your big gaping mouth hole and Athena, you all used to be happy. What happened to this fucking world? After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now, it's so much quieter and more peaceful. You know what? This is actually better. Apollo has gone off on his own to seek his own truth. In my pursuit of the truth, only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. How the fuck that happened? Some both side turned out to be. Trucy, you want to be my new partner?
No way, Daddy. Everybody gets thrown in jail when they work with you. It's even quieter in here than usual.
Yeah, seems so empty too.
I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid.
Yeah, I still believe it was. At least based on what we know.
Am I gonna have to go back I guess I'm gonna have to go back to the space station again and examine more stuff.
But now, Athena's the one who's being accused.
Oh, come on, don't flash back to the moment she gets arrested. Okay, good. We get it. I know, I was there during the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. Oh, god damn it all! Fuck! The lighter used by the real culprit was found. Hey, everybody, look! It's a bloody lighter! And guess whose fingerprints are on it? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's not me, it's not Blackwell, it's not Phoenix, and it's totally Athena. What? Oh my god! Oh, you're going to jail, bitch! You know what that means? One little piece of evidence, and that's all it takes! This lighter proved that defendant Solomon Starbuck innocent. But who gives a shit about him? Ah! But Athena's prints were found on instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder.
I feel like this game, like, expects that in between each case, or even each save point, I just, like, don't come back to this game for, like, months.
Well, it's been 8 months since I last played Dual Destinies. I better continue where I left off. Damn, I don't remember anything that happened. Oh, thank God for these frequent flashbacks.
At least they aren't as bad as Apollo Justice, I will say. Apollo Justice had the worst flashbacks. It's so much. Although it did have it in a rather hilarious extent. But sorry, I do remember that scene from Apollo Justice where it kept flashing back to that one guy, that one old dude. I think it was case 3 with Lamoire. He was like our bodyguard. He was just lying dead or something. We flashed that one scene where he was dying and talking to Apollo so many times. He's like, help me! I don't remember what happened. Let's see it again. Oh God, you're kidding me! Sorry. Okay, sorry.
But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. I mean, if they had her prints, can they just plant it? I mean, what was she doing at the time? Oh, where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case?
No, Daddy. Athena was here. She wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something.
Oh, damn. I actually thought you were going to say, Athena was here.
That means she couldn't have been out killing somebody.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy?
No, of course I will. Thanks, Trucy. I need that push.
Here, have one of my magic panty cookies.
Enough of the magic panties, Trucy. Trucy's right. The trial's tomorrow. There's no time to waste. I'm gonna prove Athena's innocence. I better get the shit out of here and find some evidence.
Off we go, then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence.
Oh,
great. Before we go, I better tie up the evidence I have on hand. All right. Unnecessary shit, because I already know. Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. So Trucy's right. The thing to start with is talking with people at the Space Center. Back to that place again.
looks like we still got a good amount of it.
All right, yeah, I guess you are gonna be hanging out with me.
Yay! I'm relevant again!
Tell your Athena back, then you're back to being a useless character.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, entrance.
Ah, God damn it, you again. Director Cosmos, do you have a minute? Galactic scooter, full speed ahead! Man, fuck that old man. Should've taken a segue away.
Oh, by the way, when you guys point out something funny, how like when Blackwell was joking about Cosmos being a ghost and saying, "Yes, he is a ghost. He even has the ability to pass through walls," and then he takes a segue at the end. He literally crashes through a wall.
Oh my God, I love it. Ha! See, I told you he was a ghost.
Oh God, ghost! Ghost!
Director, he scooted away.
His expression changed instantly he saw you, Daddy.
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today. But it serves him right for being an old asshole. Please tell me I'm done with that old man. I'm so sick of him already. I'm sick of him.
So I will say, I feel like they, and I almost feel like it might be in this game even more so than previous games. Does it seem like they're like overdoing the like freakouts for people and characters? I don't know. Like, I didn't feel like I noticed it in other games as much as I'm noticing it here. Especially in particular when I was interrogating that old guy where he was just like spinning on his Segway. Like, it was funny at first, but goddamn, like almost every other thing I said, he would spin and then spin and then spin and then spin, and then cut to him going, grr. Maybe just because I played so many Ace Attorney games by this point, but it seemed more than usual.
I don't know, though. December 20th, Commonplace Center Boarding Lounge. Yeah, we know we are. We're only here yesterday. Oh, hey. Mr. Starbuck, you're free. You've been released, huh? Yep, and I came straight here. It's all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You've given me a second chance to fly into space again, and it only cost the freedom of one of your closest companions. Hope it was worth it. Can't thank you enough. Except... here comes... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw him in sights. You saw Athena? So I lost for words. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. I can go back into space someday. Yeah, sounds like Athena. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried.
There's another thing, but I feel like there's some things that we should be jumping on almost immediately. And that immediate thing should be, what was Athena doing that day? Why are we not bringing that up, like, just right now? That should be the first thing. Just get out of the way and go, she wasn't around that day. We didn't see her. Oh, okay, so it is totally possible. But it's just driving me fucking crazy when we do shit like this in games. It's something that's so, like, important and evident, and we're just ignoring it.
She went out of her way to be nice. Give me that big smile.
Wonder what she was doing that.
Oh, thank God. No.
She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna turn out that she could have done it, right? Otherwise, there'd be no fucking game, and it would just be stupid.
There's no question about it. That girl's innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she goes free. And then, they could put me in prison instead. I don't mind. Can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck, alright? Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm gonna give her the very best defense I can. Which is about a C+. I promise to get her acquitted, just like I did for you. I know she'll be alright, with you in her corner. And you'll never give up on her. Apollo is a fine boss to look up to. Apollo's dead. Do I talk to you? About the murder. Still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? Having the foggiest idea. So there never was going to be a launch that day. Not from the very beginning. Wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when he went to board the rocket. Oh hey, this isn't right. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in.
Yeah, honestly, I can't even imagine what his reason was. Why go through this elaborate thing to stop the launch? And even then, it's not like, did the director already know the bombs were gonna go off? He said he was trying to protect his people, right? Well, Maybe that's it then. He knew the bombs were going to go off, and he rotated the thing so that Clay and Starbuck would go to the museum and not walk in where the rocket was and the bomb went off, so they wouldn't get hurt. Maybe that's what it is. But then why? I guess why was he trying to turn it back? Because why was he trying to hide that? I guess because then it would have shown that he knew about the bombs. I guess.
Because how it goes when you're worth less than space debris.
See? Gonna be alright, Daddy.
I don't care.
His expression looks as dark as a black hole.
Well, that's just how he is all the time. Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murder? Not really. Only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, heard something from the police, though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down that trash chute.
Oh, okay.
Just as I thought. Culprit must have carried her with them when they escaped.
I still feel like, look at that, it's a big trash chute, isn't it? Couldn't you have, like, they could have gone down there themselves. Although I suppose, based on what the circumstances, it shows that they didn't have to.
So was the person you saw holding a gun, Mr. Starbuck?
I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female, tall or short? I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. Yes, you are. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door. Ah, yes.
Oh, wait. As I recall, this door leads to Launch Pad 1, right?
No, at least it's a space museum.
Oh, damn it. I'm so confused now.
So I recall they opened this door here as they made their escape.
The door to Launch Pad 1, right?
Alright, you're saying I'm gonna let that one slide because you technically weren't here for those other parts. Yeah, except right now the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the launch pad and the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, I was trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure, just let me have my prints scanned here. The launch pads get switched back and forth a lot. Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is only used as a tourist attraction, right? Right. Because, quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear you. Times sure are tough. Budget cuts!
Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door. Stop talking to this loser.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around. Ah, damn it, never mind. Well, hello there, poo on the floor. Huh? Wonder what these dead leaves are doing here.
Maybe they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoe. There are lots of trees around the Space Center.
She's right. It's a modern state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know, if they were stuck to the bottom of somebody's shoes, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on.
Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor. And they came in that way?
Not everything is set up like a magician's stage, you know. What? No evidence? Nothing? It's another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yep, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. Just hit the button and open sesame.
So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either?
That's right, Trucy. Just like the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped back out of the Space Museum corridor in Boarding Lounge 2.
I see. Okay. So if it's switched on this side, that means that you need the prints to come in, but you don't need them to come out.
Okay, I don't see anything that jumps out at me. I imagine this corridor is built exactly like the Launchpad 1 corridor.
Back to the entrance again?
Oh, yep. September 20th, Cosmos Space Center entrance.
Come over here, old man. Ugh. Curse the wretch for selling my good name. Reverse course and full speed away. Driver Cosmos, wait!
I throw like a cup underneath his Segway. Cause him fly off it.
I'll hand you those, Daddy. Take that!
The mobility system has been compromised. Holy shit, did you just stab that guy, Trucy?
Yeah, that's the only way I could think of to stop him.
Oh my god, she did throw a knife at him. Trucy's knife throw was a direct hit in one of his tires. Unfortunately, not the old man himself. Wow.
And the streak continues. That's 3 whole days without an accident. Yay!
Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing.
I'm such a knucklehead.
My dear old battleship, we fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor.
Daddy, he's gonna blow that thing up!
Nah, but all that button will do is make it go haywire again. I will die with my Segway. Very well, I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably. No, fuck you. Director Cosmos, when you were talking in court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason why. And we're gonna flash back to it in case the dumb player forgot. I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the 2 launch pads to begin with. Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. You know, I'm surprised criminals in this game don't do that more often.
Exercise their right to remain silent.
I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast.
Yeah.
The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed and I've been taken prisoner. Yeah, you do. You still got 3, you old man. No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Next I have to undo is Psyche Lock, so I want to get to the bottom of this. Wow, it's kind of weird. Not counting the DLC case, this is literally the 2nd time in the entire game that I've actually done this. And that's pretty surprising.
I mean, I guess because we're hopping between characters and their different gameplay, like, gimmicks, right? Phoenix has his Magatama, Apollo has his bracelet, and then Athena has her widget psychology.
Take that!
Behind the switching the launch pads.
I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about the switching of the 2 launch pads. I refuse. You can't make me. I can hold out longer than anyone. I would never get like this when I'm old. Now, let's see. You already are old man. Shut up, Blackwell. Where to start? This is how you explained your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it.
To fool the bomber, to prevent the bombing, to save the astronauts.
Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion. Huh. My astronauts were raring to go on an authentic adventure in space. How do you propose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing? I agree, you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped in the space museum.
Oh, is he the one who snuck the pills into gave the pills to Starbuck?
You figure you could fool Mr. Starbuck once. He'd been drugged with his medication, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off.
Take that!
Yeah, it'd be Clay then.
You must have got Mr. Turan to help you. Or,
You guys keep like giving me shit about how to pronounce this. So it's not Terrain, and I guess it's not Terran. Is it just Terran?
Mr. Terran to help you. If not, then whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. Ugh. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, with Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum. Ah! Someone please help me, this poor wizard boy. How they able to spin around like that? What the fuck? Cause I can't. Just cause you busted my tire won't stop me from doing this animation. Really wanted to save the astronauts' lives. Shouldn't you have just called off the launch? If I could have done that, do you think I would have gotten all that trouble? I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. But how'd you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety. But it was just a warning. It could even have been a prank. Why did you believe it so completely? Because I went to one of those mediums that everyone's talking about these days. Oh, did you go see Maya? She's still alive? Oh, and Russ Channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone. Yes, that's right. Bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special advanced communication system, you'd see. AKA a regular old telephone. It's been a while, planning another launch. I see you haven't learned. I'll never forget that terror I felt when I received that call. The bomber said it's been a while, and that was enough to make you take the threat seriously. Perhaps Director Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before. Maybe. The culprit in the current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. The courtroom flat number 4 bombing. Yes, it's 10 and 8. It's him again. The Hat 1 miracle, the Hat 2 bombing. The Hat 2 bombing. That must be where the answer to your secret lies. All hands, ready the galactic scooter's main turrets. This is blockhead. What the precision shot is all about. Ah, you got me. Okay.
Hat 1 miracle.
The Hat 1 miracle, that epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage perpetrated by a current killer, wasn't it?
I see.
Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said it's been a while.
I didn't realize, did we clarify already that previous bombing was related to the Hat 1? I thought it was something totally separate. I didn't realize it was the same thing.
You knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real. It wasn't a prank. Ah! Didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on the next serviceman? Yes, the Hat 1 miracle really was a desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight. Sabotage, murder, says the ugly truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. Why wasn't this in the movie? I let my guard down, for the saboteur had been caught, and the case was closed. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh. Is this what Blackwell is in jail for?
The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Director Cosmos thought was the culprit.
Take that!
Yeah. Okay. So the murder at the the murder at Space Center was what we were referring to, and the Hat 1 miracle was a bombing. Okay. I don't know if we established that. Maybe we did. I kind of feel like either, I don't know, maybe I'm just a knucklehead and I missed it, but I feel like we hadn't established that yet. That had happened because of a bomb.
Simon Blackwell, the murder suspect in that case happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought that he committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackwell's behind bars, you got another threatening call. The culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago than it is in Simon Blackwell.
I see. Okay, so this is why Simon's is pushing so hard for it, because he feels he was wrongfully imprisoned, I suppose, by this phantom thief.
Realizing that, you were shaken, but the true culprit's been running free all this time. Ah, how do you keep seeing straight through me? Boom. Boom, dead. Alright, talk to me. The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads. It's connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 miracle. Sabotage and murder that happened at this Space Center 7 years ago. Director Cosmos, tell us where you're hiding. If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads. We'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago. I feel a flashback coming. 7 years ago, you mean the so-called Hat 1 miracle. The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme. So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members was murdered.
I'm guessing it must be that other chick that was in that picture, right? There were 4 other people aside from Cosmos that we saw. There was Terran, whatever, Starbuck, Aura Blackwell, and then that other girl.
Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind that exciting story of space heroism.
All that, in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly coming or going.
This is, I think, why Blackwell was so sure it had to be one of the astronauts, right? The bomber was the same person from before, the same person who set me up. it had to be Starbuck because he's the only one who could have done it, right? So, yeah. So was Athena there, though? But back then she would have been a little girl, so that's probably why Simon's like, how the fuck, right?
You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage? At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
They say it's a phantom.
A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions? And always gets the girl?
Someone's been watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material. It's not all that surprising a spy could be behind it all.
Intriguing.
Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between nations in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning of us of sabotage. The same MO as this time. Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but looks like I was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think?
Aren't ninjas and spies really the same thing? No.
Not even close.
But there's a good reason we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy. Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation. They did indeed. And then to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story.
Ah, hence the beginning of the dark age of law, right?
And that was the one miracle, wasn't it? But then 7 years later, the same MO. Advanced warning of sabotage. That must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads.
So that began the widespread corruption, I see.
7 years ago, the spy gave you advanced warning of their plans, like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it? That's right. The caller knew the facts of this case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We don't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor.
I see.
It was quite a moving speech, actually. Moving? Really? Maybe if you're easily inspired by political talking points. But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that danger was very real. And I knew there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. So I switched the launch pads and staged the moving rescue scene.
I see.
First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched the launch pads. That's where the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to the Space Museum. Then I put a closed for repair sign at the door to launch pad 1 and boarding lounge 2. What door again? You do that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do? I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Terran. But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it. He'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying to keep a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him be drugged. My plan went well, until...
Police murder, huh?
How did that happen? After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one would find out. But after all that effort, Terran is dead, and the Hat 2 is destroyed.
So, why do you feel like you couldn't bring this up in court? I guess just because it would just get him in trouble, or his higher-ups in trouble, and maybe he would lose his job or something?
And the Hope capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in that blast. My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Center has done more! Wait, what do you mean by the Hope capsule was lost in the blast? Better pick the option. I thought the Hope capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Terran. It had just been brought back by the Hope space probe with asteroid samples inside. Yeah. Remember a scene very similar to this earlier? So what kind of samples are they? What's in them? The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time, since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. The capsule was being held in a safe in Launchpad 1, but I gave it to Terran back before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that with it safely in Terran's possession, he could make it look like he rescued it during the staged miraculous escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost to that explosion anyway.
I see. Okay, so that was also why they put on a show, too. Because Tara knew about it. I see.
But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
Yeah, okay, I get it now. So he didn't want to explain, because if he had revealed that he had switched the launch pads, it would have shown that he knew about the bomb beforehand, and that this was set up. Which makes me wonder, is this going to put him in hot water at all, or what?
You misunderstand. The launch pad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to. It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence.
Oh!
It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence. It was blown to smithereens.
Oh! What?
Yet another casualty of that blast. Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads. What? How? The police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. A bug aboard my battleship. A tap on my advanced communication system. My phone! I mean, a wire in that phone? Yes, a wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launchpad switch. Just a few select members who knew about the plan.
Damn, whoever did this is good.
Before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of the launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion and planted the bomb then. Yeah, so they were tapping your phone. They definitely could pull something off like that off. So really think the same spies behind this incident, the one 7 years ago. Yes, I'm sure of it. Then the spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell's been chasing. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. For starters, that case happened right here at this very Space Center 2.
Something just kind of hit me here. Seems like Fulbright, he's trying to push Blackwell away from that, right? Believing that he's overstepping, but is that really the case? Could it be that perhaps he's trying to make it, because the way they're making it sound, it is making it sound like, oh, this guy, this phantom really does exist. Could it be then maybe like Fulbright or something is actually it? Oh, that would be a twist, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know though. I mean, the thing is though, that how did I say that? Didn't we say how Fulbright he led the evacuation effort at the Space Center after the bombing incident? He was there that day. Oh, maybe. Ooh, actually, I like that theory. That theory sounds very plausible. Unless it ends up being like Aura Blackwell or one of the robots, or some character we have not met before. But I feel like this, it's something to consider. I don't really have a whole lot of other evidence, just that it seemed like Fulbright was pushing him away from it. But also the fact that he's been a detective that's helped us throughout the entire game. So, although I suppose maybe this guy could be an imposter, right? Just for this case, I don't know.
So we can find this phantom.
That's right, we can clear Athena's name. There's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell, too.
What about him?
Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago is the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though.
Wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs.
Have you been to the trials? He might as well not have handcuffs. He breaks out every 2 seconds.
But we're going on a ghost hunt. Count me in.
It's all over for me. Spin, whirl, I'm done for. The center of the cosmos is doomed. Doomed.
You think he's gonna be alright, Daddy?
Well, at least he'll be in good company. There must be planets out there where he can spin with. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission, too. If you want to learn more, start at the Space Museum. There's a Hat 1 exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me. I'll just keep spinning in here and see how the cosmos unfolds.
It's like he's achieved spiritual enlightenment or something.
He's gone insane. He's gonna die in this place, Drucy.
That's funny.
Sure will stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go to the Space Museum. Sure, dude. Hey, look at my badge. This will make it feel better. No, never mind. Well, let's stop spinning.
Actually, though, that actually makes me think too, because Fulbright was the one that brought in the evidence of the fingerprints, so he could have maybe forged that or something to make it seem like it was Athena. Since he was the one that brought it in. Oh no, it's looking like. Oh no, I'm starting to think it could very well be him. Ooh, that's a real twist too. I don't know. That's starting to sound more plausible. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, Space Museum. I can't get too like committed though. Like I do this all the time where I'll be like, oh, this is gotta be it, and I'm like so fucking wrong. Gotta leave some room for doubt, but it's definitely the possibility's there at least.
Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago?
Right over there. There, that's the Hat One exhibit.
Wow, look at that photo of the team.
I'm surprised we didn't bring up who died. I mean, it's gotta be that girl on the right there, right? I'm sure we're also gonna uncover exactly why that robot over there has been bandaged as well. I feel like we really need to talk to Blackwell about this. I mean, is Blackwell really gonna try to prosecute Athena? I can't imagine he really believes it's her.
There's Clay, Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, or Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right there before.
We look so happy, except for Director Cosmos.
That's just my happy face. Check out the newspaper article, too. Hat One launch imminent. And there's a photo of the Hope Space probe.
Okay, and creepy ass mask on the wall there. And a samurai sword. Hello.
And that's what I supposedly used to cut down everyone in my fucking path. I guess only Natural doesn't talk about the murder of the sabotage.
All right, I got a theory too. What if that scene where we see Blackwell cutting somebody, it isn't the person that was murdered, but maybe the perpetrator or something, and we're gonna find out like at the very end that this perpetrator is the actual perpetrator because he's gonna have like a scar from when Blackwell cut or stabbed him or something.
Come on, they do shit like that all the time in these games. Because Solar Natural doesn't talk about the murder of the sabotage.
They really were keeping a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket.
Must be the Hat One team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing, the one that belonged to Calais.
Oh, wait a minute. Is there a cut in it? There is, isn't it? It looks like there's a big rip in it.
Actual jacket worn by a Hat One team member, it says.
Not a replica, huh? Wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks.
We're not mentioning anything about it, but, hello? Oh!
Oh, Miss Woods! Good, you're still here in the game. I like you. Hope you show up later, but I feel like you might not. What brings you here?
I heard Athena got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here, at the scene.
You must be so worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her. Oh God, hope you don't end up being the bad guy somehow. Just somehow in the end you are actually evil. Oh no, that would kill me.
Oh, that's a new animation.
Athena's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart.
Oh.
You just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her.
Oh, wait. Is the person in that picture you or... No, you would have been young. Oh, is she like your older sister or something? She looked kind of like Juniper. She has that same hair color.
Oh, you mean this Cosmos Space Center?
What? You didn't know?
No, Athena didn't tell me anything.
She used to live here when she was a little girl.
Oh, there we go. God, Athena didn't tell me shit. She did? No, I didn't know. No wonder where she knew so much. Oh, everything makes sense now. If only I had pressed maybe a little bit, or even at all. Miss Woods, could you tell me more in more detail?
I bet it is. I bet that was your sister.
Athena's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology or something like that.
Oh, was that Athena's mom then?
One psychology specialist working at a space research facility.
I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too.
So it was far from Athena's first time here. Wonder why she didn't mention it.
She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her.
Okay, no, it must have been her mom then. Although she really didn't look like Athena. She didn't have the red hair.
Sad memory, can you tell me about it?
There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Is that time frame, is it? Same time frame as the Hat One is launch.
Venus Mom, in the robotics lab, she was murdered.
Yep.
What?
I figured that maybe Jeannie was connected to this place too or something, because they've been friends for a long time, right?
After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school.
Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all.
I'm so worried about her. I came here so many times, hoping to see her. But I never saw her again.
Oh, that was that. So the next time I saw her was the Themis Legal Academy, I guess.
After a while, we started exchanging letters. But I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. And
so the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Court's case.
That's right. And I was so surprised. I was like, oh my god! Hey, how's it going? Your hair's gotten so huge! She was like a completely different person, so cheerful and happy.
Young Athena. What was Athena like as a child?
She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. With blood. It's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. She went to a crowd of places. She'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around.
Must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. Their fucking hearts.
She always wore those big, heavy-looking headphones.
Oh, okay. Those are big, goofy-looking headphones.
She said her mother made them for her as part of her research.
Wonder what kind of research it was.
How the hell could you hear shit so good? Because for her special ability, Theta couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Ooh, Daddy! Show her that picture!
Hey, girl, good idea. Yay! Look at us putting 2 and 2 together. Miss Woods, just take a look at this for me.
Oh, look! There's Thena's mom! The woman on the far right, the one in the kimono. That's Dr. Mita Sykes.
Thena's mother's murder. Did it by any chance have any connection to the Hat One launch?
I see. She was probably the one who made the robots too, right? That's why Aura was like,
Oh, the princess has finally returned. What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch.
As I suspected. That wasn't the worst of all. One of my staff members was murdered. So is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean the crime Prosecutor Blackwell is convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case.
I'm guessing the reason then why Athena doesn't get like PTSD from seeing Blackwell is because she knows it wasn't him, right? She was there, she saw it wasn't him.
There is.
Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. Please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her. So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. Got our plates full, Daddy. Hope we can fit it all in before the day is through.
Test center first, then. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over. Away! Congratulations, Athena. You're now part of the I've Been Framed for Murders Club.
December 20th, to the center, visitor's room.
Happens to all of us at some point. Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here. Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. You're on business.
You know, now I've got this sort of inkling. I'm going to be curious to see what his attitude is exactly.
To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted and Nate. The one behind the courtroom bombing incident? Ha! He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about that case. And what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come right over to hear more. Or possibly shut him up, I don't know.
Incredible. What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around and hear for yourself? Really? Us? Sure. Ha! I give you my special permission. Here comes the bomber now.
You, what nerve you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose.
I gotta waste my breath on you. Tutorial dude. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital.
Violence, no. Question, okay.
No violence? Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. Fine. Just answer me this, Mr. Toadate. What is the truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Arm, there was another person in the room.
What are you talking about? Who else could have been there?
I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed.
What?
I don't know who it was.
That's who blew up the courtroom.
You expect us to buy that?
Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any psyche locks, so I guess he must not be lying. Could it have been this guy over here? Maybe?
Pardon me, I got a little carried away.
I mean, well, it wasn't really part of that case, though, at all. But I guess he still could have been there as a fucking detective.
But I'm telling you the truth, I did not detonate that bomb.
And there you have it. And we can't exactly ignore his claims, of course, so we're doing a follow-up.
Okay. But, yeah, he doesn't seem to be trying to hide it either, but, I mean, I guess
If you were trying to hide it, it would just make you seem suspicious. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though. Wow, they laid it all out, piece by piece.
Oh, look at those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them inside me.
Uh-oh, looks like his geek switch has been activated.
I wanna fuck that bomb.
it was found in the boarding lounge 1, detonating courtroom number 4 fragments are being analyzed.
Well, hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning.
Anything but that.
Oh, just something even hit me again. I think I might really be onto something here. Because maybe that would explain why Fulbright is so obsessed with Blackwell. It isn't because he's trying to reform him. It's that he's trying to keep an eye on him or something. Regarding this whole case. Oh, holy shit. No way. Oh, I feel like I might have cracked it. Already, maybe. I don't know. But, ooh, I'm getting some strong reasons now. That could really explain it, though. I'll be disappointed if it isn't him because that seems like it'd be such a great twist. You had it all set up and you didn't go with it.
Anything but that.
I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was about to question Miss Sykes.
You're going to see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go. Ah! What bad timing. Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her. Come on, let's stay for that one.
We came all this way, too. Well, let's get back to the Space Center. Thank God traveling in this game is as easy as clicking a button. Let's go back to the robotics lab, Daddy.
All right, sounds like a plan.
I'm really starting to feel like it could be Fulbright. I feel like that would explain a fair amount.
December 20th, Cosmos Space Center, Robotics Lab, Prime Runner Aura Blackwell.
So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly on the one floor above the boarding lounge.
Where people were directed to evacuate from via the emergency ladder. It's where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots.
Daddy, look over there!
Oh!
Sup, guys? So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule. Is that right?
Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead?
Apollo and Nora Blackwell. What are they talking about?
Well, come to spoil our fun, just when I was enjoying our time alone.
Trucy! And Mr. Wright!
Really? You remarked to Trucy at first and not me?
If it's Apollo you want, you can't have him. He said he's investigating on his own.
And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab.
Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission if you want to do any snooping.
Fine. Tell me.
Tell me!
Heard about the trial? You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed and they all lived happily ever after. Oh-ho-ho-ho! Grr! Daddy, say something to her!
I can't think of anything witty.
Suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right?
Princess, huh? She's talking about Athena. Of course, Athena's innocent.
Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you. Don't you agree, Apollo?
I don't know yet.
Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinate? Oh, I love stirring up trouble.
Can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena?
Phew, all this laughing has worn me out. Your turn to say something, hunk of junk.
I don't feel like it, bitch. Suck my balls. Mr. Tarrant, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay?
Mr. Tarrant? That's Apollo you're talking to.
Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Clay is possessed by... or Apollo's possessed by Clay's ghost.
Mr. Tarrant, how are your injuries? Mr. Tarrant. Mr. Tarrant, how are your injuries? Mr. Tarrant.
I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt the lawyer that defends her, too, of course.
A robot that can see ghosts. Yeah, right. And I'm a spirit medium. Oh, wait, I am. Shit. Sorry, but apparently scientists don't tell you very frightening ghost stories. I tend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it.
How perfectly foolish. That kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago, that time frame again.
Tell me about
7 years ago.
You tell me about the incident 7 years ago.
Why do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? How old am I supposed to be again? 37. Oh, I was 30 years old. Okay. I thought I looked younger than that. Do you just want me to talk? In that case, what should I ask for in return?
I'd like to hear about that incident too. Could you help me understand the current case better? Huh? Apollo knows about the case too.
Well, if you're the one who's asking Apollo... Oh, come on, Uncle John. You tell the story.
But Miss Aura, that's private information.
If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk. Now, get shocked, baby!
I feel like a god. God. Yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I'm ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information.
Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now. And all she had to do was brutally shock him.
I'm so high. Bodies of all robots that came through this lab were designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then.
Yikes! Better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Flocko.
Okay, so she's the one that made Widget then?
Then our hearts were created by the great genius Dr. Metis Sykes.
Oh. So she was involved with Athena's mom.
Dr. Metis Sykes.
Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing?
Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companions created by Miss Aura and Dr. Metis transcend humans. I'm better now.
Metis.
Huh? Just glanced over at her desk.
Nobody could continue Metis' research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigation companions are all that are left of Metis here on Earth.
The robots are all that's left. Isn't she leaving out a very important someone?
We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone.
I get the feeling Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. Heh.
Oh, what are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay.
Wait, were we suggesting that you guys were, like, getting giggity or something? Because I'd be okay with that.
What about you? Were you and Clay getting giggity?
Yes.
I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat.
Miss Aura, would you like a tissue?
Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk. I just realized I have a really massive pair of boobs. Clucko's an important keepsake of your time, with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, the hearts aren't actually in the bodies.
What do you mean by that?
The program we just wrote runs on a separate mainframe. The bodies are controlled remotely from there. The hearts and memories are there too. These bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them.
I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. Yeah, really.
But why are you people looking into such an old case now, anyway?
Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case.
So Daddy's going to find out who killed Dr. Sykes, too. I don't know if that was intentional or I think it was a typo. If there's any reason for me to enunciate it, Daddy! I'm sure you're aware of who Midas' killer is.
Yes, Prosecutor Blackwell, or so it seems.
That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it?
Can't say anything for sure right now. But that's exactly the way I'd like to hear your side of it. Tell me be sure.
My brother is an animal. He deserves to die. I was the one who introduced Simon to Midas, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court.
Prosecutor Blackwell's forte, as if in his power suggestion technique.
Exactly, and he was oddly serious about it, rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like a loyal samurai would treat his sovereign.
He seemed more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me.
Even got along well with that miserable little princess.
Oh, got along well with her. Okay.
Why do you call Athena the princess anyway? Well, she's Midas' daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have lots of white knights hanging around?
Now I think I see why Athena didn't say anything when we ran to Ori yesterday. It all makes sense now. This chick's a bitch. She didn't like her. I don't know why does Ori not like Athena?
The culprit behind those two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then.
What does it settle?
None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around in here anyway? What? But we came here to take a look around. You think you can just waltz in here and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant.
We're not the police, so we don't have one.
Then get out now. Cloaker, show them out.
Certainly, Miss Aura.
Ow! Don't push.
Fuck you, I can handle this thing. Oh, guy's got a knife.
My apologies, I'm just following orders.
His wailing arms are killing me. God, we suck. Drusy.
December 20th, Scouts Play Center entrance.
What a way to get shut out.
The nerve of that woman. What's with that horrible attitude?
I guess it's just how she is.
Why is Apollo going along with her?
I guess because they have something in common. Paul lost Clay, how Laura lost Dr. Sykes.
I'm really worried about him. It's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that.
It's all the bandage's fault, because that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky?
Yes! Are you kidding me? I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Don't fall in love with him. You guys are related. Remember? Damn it, she didn't hear me. Hey, wait, Jersey, come back here. She's gone. What should I do now? Ticket Fulbright's probably still questioning Athena. Guess I'll go back to the office. Alone.